The man simply turned the date dial on his watch. The next second, he found himself transported from 100 years ago to the year 2025. The man couldn't believe he'd actually traveled 100 years into the future. Just then, he caught the aroma of delicious food wafting through the air. So the man followed the scent to a food street. He discovered all kinds of food he'd never seen before, and he was drawn to a rotisserie chicken stand. The vendor said one chicken cost $15. The price shocked the man, because he only had 20 bucks left on him. But to feed his starving sisters back home, the man decided to buy the chicken anyway. However, when the vendor saw the bills the man handed over, he accused the man of trying to pass off counterfeit money, and immediately chased the man away from his stand. Right at that moment, Lisa, the owner of an antique shop, happened to pass by the stand. She immediately recognized the old currency in the man's hand, so she asked the man if she could examine it. The man readily agreed to let her inspect it. Lisa took the bills and was amazed to discover they were from 100 years ago. She then offered to pay $30,000 for a single bill. The man was stunned. Someone was willing to pay $60,000 for his $20 bills. Lisa explained that these bills had tremendous collectible value. The man realized that if 100-year-old bills counted as antiques, then everything from his era would be even more valuable. Lisa snapped the dazed man back to reality. After coming to his senses, the man agreed to the deal. Lisa then pulled the man into her antique store. But what surprised Lisa was, the man didn't even know what a cell phone was. So Lisa turned around and pulled out a stack of cash for the man, and the man planned to quickly buy modern food supplies to take back to his own time. He then asked Lisa if she'd buy other old items from his home. Lisa immediately pulled out a cell phone and gave it to him. She then personally taught the man how to use the phone. Lisa just hoped the man would sell all his antiques exclusively to her in the future. The man then went to the grocery market Lisa had recommended. He then entered a grain store, and immediately said he wanted to buy 1,000 pounds of rice. The owner was completely shocked. The man secretly pulled cash from his watch's storage space and gave it to the owner. Then the man started frantically buying massive quantities of supplies throughout the market. The man planned to make money by trading goods between his era and the modern day. Finally, he hurried back through time to 100 years ago, but his sister threw her arms around him and started crying. The man thought someone had bullied his sister, but his sister pulled out a letter and said the school was pressing the family to pay the overdue tuition. The man immediately said the family would never have to worry about money again. He then pulled out the rotisserie chicken he'd bought in the modern era for his sister. His sisters were thrilled to finally have meat to eat, and to collect more old items. The man immediately told the village chief he had grain, so the village chief brought the villagers to the man's home. The man not only traded grain with the villagers for many old items, he even became everyone's great benefactor during the famine years. Then the man took the old items and traveled back to the modern era. Lisa asked the man what treasures he'd brought today. The man then pulled a gourd vase from his basket, but before the girl could properly authenticate it, Mary standing nearby said the gourd vase was junk. Lisa immediately said Mary was wrong this time. She then told the man her shop couldn't accept such a precious treasure. Mary was completely shocked. Lisa immediately asked the man how much he'd paid for it, but the man said he traded grain for it. Lisa assumed the man's ancestors had traded grain for it 100 years ago. The man went along with this explanation and confirmed it. Then Lisa reminded Mary, maybe the man's family had the antique items she was looking for. Mary immediately changed her attitude and asked the man if he had other antiques. Lisa also said Mary's prices would definitely satisfy the man. The man said he'd bring a batch of old items in 3 days. Then Mary said she wanted to buy the antique gourd vase. Lisa immediately refused, because Lisa's antique shop desperately needed a precious item as a signature piece. But Mary said Lisa couldn't afford to buy the gourd vase. Lisa immediately offered $500,000